Hi team, it's Sean. I just wanted to do a short video for you. I want to start doing some training topics off of things that I had learned about at Summit, but I went to Super Saturday this past weekend and something came up that I've shared with you before, that Anita Myron, who's one of the top Beachbody coaches, her method of how she maps out her month. I'd shared that video with you before, but a couple people had said it was confusing, so I thought I would maybe try to simplify it and keep it really straightforward and just give you the basics. She did the training this weekend, so it's fresh in my mind, and to be honest, I've been doing it now for 2 months, so I feel a lot more comfortable training you on it now that I'm actually doing it, and that I can actually say that it has really helped me streamline this business. It's simplified things for me, and on top of it, it's increased the amount of Success Club points I'm getting every month at the beginning of the month. That way, the end of the month, I can focus more on doing things like this, like videos for you guys and working with my coaches. So if you're looking at this being something that you would do more often, or that you would commit to it more like a job with me, this is something you definitely want to implement in your coach business. So let's get started. You probably see I have a whiteboard. It's a calendar, and it's going to be basically, I wrote it out for the month of July. And so to start out, I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about what you're mapping out on the calendar before we actually map it out. So there's a couple key things that you should be doing monthly in your business to help grow it, to grow the amount of people you're working with, to grow the amount of people that you're actually having that are purchasing Shakeology challenge packs from you, and that you're eventually adding coaches to your team. So you're doing a couple crucial pieces so that they're trickling together, so that you can grow your team. That's the main goal at the very end of it. So the first thing that you want to do is it's going to be a free challenge, and so that's going to be the first thing, the first part of the month, and I'll map it out for you, but just to kind of give you some ideas on some good free challenges. I did a 7-day healthy eating one. I'm going to do a 5-day refresh or restart your health one, because I found that the 7-day healthy eating one wasn't for me. I ended up doing a lot of other stuff in the group than just about healthy eating, because it's not exactly what I'm passionate or good at. But the whole idea of reworking your whole life, even for 5 days, I really feel like that can give people a jump start. So I thought that that would be good for me, where I'm going to be doing a 5-day meal plan. I'm going to be doing tips of the day, kind of like I did in my last group, and then there's going to be a workout of the day every day that's less than 30 minutes. And so my whole focus is to give them a variety of tools, but also to give them 5 solid days where they're getting active, they're eating healthy, and it's, you know, a good way to get people started in what a challenge group is like with me. And I'm going to make it interactive, and it's going to be fun with videos from me. So the goal is, it's kind of like people taste testing a little bit. Sounds weird, but like, you know how you go to a yogurt place and people don't always want to commit right away, so they get like the little cup of the yogurt. That's how I think free groups are. It's a little taste test of what it's like to work with me. So you want to make those groups fun and interactive, and you really want to scoop people in. Then the next group you would run during the month is your challenge group. And so there's a couple different ways you can do that group. You can do, I suggest 30-day groups. I've done longer, they didn't work out so great. So 30-day groups, and you can do a specific program. You can do a whole bunch of different programs. You can do free if you want, like with a mix of people who are doing programs who are doing free, or if you only have like one or two people who you're currently working with that want to be in a challenge group, you could contact me and see if they would fit into one of my current challenge groups. I'm going to usually do 2 a month. Because I'm crazy. You should really just do 1 a month, but right now I'm at a point where I can handle 2 a month. So if I have coaches who need support and help with that, touch base with me right away if you have someone who is purchasing a program from you, so I can see if they'll fit into one of my groups and if I can get them set up with someone as a partner in the group. So that's the second thing you want to do, is you want to have some type of challenge group that you're advertising, be it yours or one you're teaming up with another coach with, like me. The third thing that you're going to be doing is a coach open house. And so I'm going to be doing those every single month. And so once again, that's something you can join up with me. I know it's really hard when you're getting out of the gates and you don't have a lot of people to invite to the coach open house. So that's where it would come in handy for me to support you on that end. So I'm going to be doing that every month, and I'm going to be very open with you guys when I create the invite. You can always invite people to it. And I will run those groups, but if you have like a video that you want to share or information you want to share in the group, I'd love for you to participate too. So that's something to keep in mind. But the Coach Open House is a 5-day sneak peek at what coaching is like. So we just do some simple homework tasks where they do a couple things that we would expect coaches to do, like posting on their Facebook wall, working out, eating healthy, all that good stuff. So we're just trying to give them a small taste and some basic information so that we don't run them off, and then it would be your responsibility to follow up with them after the group. So those are the 3 things that we're going to map up on the calendar for you. There's also Coach Basics, which is the training a couple of you are in right now. I'm going to be trying to run those once every couple months, and so I will also keep you reminded of that. So luckily, hopefully, someone from your free group will eventually be in a challenge group, will eventually be in your 5-day open house, Coach Open House, and then eventually they'll be a coach of yours and they'll be in Coach Basics training. So that's kind of the streamline of how it works. So the next piece of it is kind of mapping out your month and how you're going to actually advertise and how you're going to put these out so that you're not doing like a ton of groups at once. So I'm going to do my best to do this from here. So wish me luck. So hopefully you can see, let's see if I can scooch it over. Okay, so you can kind of see I've set it up for the month, and you can see it's May 30th is Monday, and then it goes into the 1st. So typically your free group, you would want to put that on the first week of the month. Now there's a couple things to keep in mind. A couple things I tell people to think about. When are they taking vacations? Because you do, you're out of the office, you're doing things. This is a group you really need to be interactive with. It's only 5 to 7 days, so you don't want to. I did my last group and then I went on vacation for 3 days, so I was trying to work the group and be on vacation, and it just didn't work out. So we have lives, so just keep that in mind. The other thing is holidays. So I've started challenge groups before on a holiday or the first week of a holiday, and it's not the end of the world. You can do that. That's actually good for people. It gets them thinking about the couple days leading up to the holiday. On the other hand, I think you lose a little bit of momentum if your last day happens to be 4th of July. And you lose some of those people because they're going into vacation mode even sometimes on the 3rd. So you only get like 3 solid days with them that they're actually learning anything. And so, for example, on this month, I'm going to be smart, in my mind at least, and think that I'm going to place my free group the 2nd week. So we'll just kind of go like this. So this 2nd week right here is going to be my free group. So this is going to be my free group right here. So I'm just going to mark it up on the calendar. So the other piece about it isn't just marking down when the free group is going to be, it's going to be when am I advertising it. So with the free groups, you don't have to advertise a long time ahead of them, because usually if it's a free group, people want to jump into it. They're not as hard to recruit people for. So like I would say like this Tuesday, I'm going to probably do a free group post on my page, and then this would be where I would do the free group event invite. Well, that's where inviting anyone you think that could benefit from doing that. So I don't know if you can see it on the calendar, but basically Tuesday, I'll let Monday go by. Monday's crazy for most people, so on Tuesday I'm going to start advertising for the group to start on Monday, and I'll do something cute about 4th of July being over, so let's all get on track together and make sure that they know you're involved with them, that you want to be a part of this free group with them. So then throughout this week, I'll probably do like another Facebook post, free group post here. Maybe I might do that on my personal page. I might do a reminder on the event, but like you want to be sprinkling advertising. Like this would be your free group final post. But I would say you want to advertise at least 3 times for it, either between your personal page and your like page. If you only have your personal page, just do it like once or twice. You don't want to throw up each body or free groups on people, but still a good opportunity. So now you have this free group that's going to start. And while this free group is going, you're going to want to start thinking about your challenge group. So great challengers are probably going to come from this free group. Not all, because you're going to be private messaging people, right? Invite. You're going to be private messaging people all month long. So you should be getting people from that. But your challenge group should usually start, and like I said, this is kind of a weird month. Like I would usually say this would be my free group, so I would aim to have my challenge group start on the 14th. if you can see that. This month, I like to give a week in between the two so I have more time to advertise and for people to order. So this is where I'm going to have my new challenge group start. It's the 21st. Like I said, you could have it start on the 14th. Like as long as you're mapping this out and going in the same order as me, like this is going to go through obviously for 30 days, but I'm going to put my challenge group on there. So in order to get people for my challenge group, I need to start advertising a little bit earlier. You can't do just 2 or 3 days ahead of time because they have to order stuff for it. So you're going to want to start advertising the week of the free group. So as people are getting into the free group with you and they're like on day 2 or 3, you're going to want to pop like a post, challenge group post in free group. You might want to do a post on your page on the 8th, post on challenge group. And then I would do the challenge group invite somewhere in that week. I'm not big on Mondays. People seem to have crazy lives on Mondays, but you could do it on Monday. You could do the post on the challenge group and you could do the event invite on Tuesday. And then you're just going to want to keep sprinkling different advertising throughout that whole month. Not the whole month, but I mean that whole week into the second week. So somewhere in this week too, you're going to want to do like another post on page. Since this is a week before the challenge groups, this would be your final challenge group post. So somewhere within this week, you need to be hitting as many people as possible so that you can get orders in for the challenge group, right? So now you have your challenge group set. You've promoted it. You're hopefully getting some of those free group people to come over. You should post in the free group at least once or twice about the challenge group so people are aware about it. Make sure everyone's invited to it. And then if you had any rock stars in the free group, I would message them individually and do just like a short message like, you really killed, you were really so good in the free group. I run a 30-day challenge group. I'm always looking for people for it. I work with them on a plan. It's nutrition and working out. So it's a great opportunity to work with those free group people and get them moved over. So the final group that you want to set up for is your 5-day open house. And I'm usually going to try to run those the very last week of the month. Ours this month is starting actually this week, but I think we're going to try to do a 5-day open house, coach open house. I use lots of acronyms, as you can see. I don't know if you can see that. On the 28th, we'll do the 5-day coach open house. So when do you start advertising for that? You're probably like, oh boy, another thing to advertise for. You don't want to do it way ahead of time. You've already overwhelmed people with invites and stuff. So I would wait till the middle of this challenge group, and then I would do coach open house event invite and then post. And then I would sprinkle it in the next couple days all the way. This would be the final. So the last, that would be the final coach open house post. Because really you can throw people in that last minute. It's kind of like a free group. You can advertise all the way up to the day that it's going to start. So in this calendar, you can then sprinkle in if you have vacations. And then really I would write those in ahead of time. I already know when my vacations are, so I already know I'm being kind of strategic. You can write in any challenge groups that are continuing. Like I will have a challenge group ending, I think, the Tuesday of the free group week. And so I would write that in just so that I'm aware of all the groups that I have going on. I'm obviously at a different place right now with coaching than a lot of you are, but at the same time, if you know my plan and I'm open with you and I tell you to invite people, use me, use my groups. But use this strategy. At least do the free groups and the advertising the way I just talked about it. So once again, beginning of the month, free group. Middle of the month, challenge group. End of the month, coach open house. And your goal really is to be gathering Success Club points all the way through the month. But really, if you do this right and you get 2 to 3 people who are willing to do a challenge group with you and buy a challenge pack, they're going to have it bought by the beginning of the month. then you can really focus. I mean, you can still focus with people and like trying to get them to like set up with the plan and stuff. Like, I'm not saying you should just skip that, but then you can really focus on that final 5-day coach open house. Like, who do you have that you could start from your challenge groups or that you know in life that you could start to really like, I don't want to say schmooze, but start talking to about it and open their eyes to the opportunity so that they jump into the group and then possibly consider signing up with the challenge pack. The way that this works, that would give you some points for the next month too. So it's just a strategic way to make sure that you're helping people and that you're gathering people the right way. So it's really hard to find people, but if you do the free group first, that's going to start your month off on a really good note, and people are going to learn to trust you, as they should, that you're wanting to help them, and then you can continue that down the line. So that's it. Like, your goal is really just to streamline your business. You don't have to use a big whiteboard like me. You also don't have to have 2 challenge groups going to be successful. You can do this however it works for you time-wise. So I hope that this video was helpful. Definitely contact me if you have any questions at all.